Hello and welcome to World Traveler Cooking, where we cover interesting cuisines and interesting foods from around the world. Today we're going to make Schnitzel à la Holstein, or Schnitzel Holsteiner Art. Now this is an interesting schnitzel. You can make it out of pork or veal. I'm going to use pork. And it is of course breaded and fried. I'm going to fry it in the German style, shallow fried in animal fat. And it's topped with a fried egg, anchovies, and capers. So some people try to make that into a sauce. I don't. Most Germans, I think, don't. But this should be quite easy. So I have some pork cutlets here. I've cut them relatively thin, maybe 1/4 inch thick. That's about, what, 5 millimeters or so. Have some flour for flouring them, eggs. Of course, both for frying and for putting them on for the breading, and then I have breadcrumbs. Of course, then we have anchovies and capers. So let's go ahead and try this. So we're going to take our meat hammer and we're just going to pound this, starting with the spiky side, and eventually moving to the flat side, and I'll be back when these are as thin as I can get them. So once my pieces of meat are super thin, then we're ready to proceed. So we have our breading station here, flour, then eggs, then breadcrumbs, and we're not going to add any salt to anything because we're adding salty components later. So first, then the egg will stick to the flour. And the breadcrumbs will stick to the egg. So, as I may have mentioned before, you can deep fry these in clarified butter, sort of Vienna style, or you can shallow fry them like I'm doing here in animal fat, which I'm using a goat fat because that's what I have handy. And you can see how nice and crispy golden brown this is. So I'm going to do this to the second one, and then we'll top it with fried egg. And I don't know how traditional this is, but I'm going to dust it with just a little pepper. Again, there's probably enough salt in the anchovies and capers, but if you like, you could add just a sprinkle of salt here. And we definitely want the yolk runny. I like it nicely fried, so I'm going to let it cook for a few moments, and then we'll put this on. And here's our schnitzel with the egg on top. I'm going to do a little photography, and then for the taste test. And now for the taste test. So the schnitzel without the anchovies and without the capers definitely needs salt. But I'm going to try it now with some capers and maybe a bit of anchovy. So that's just magical. The egg yolk just kind of binds everything together and gives you this rich mouthfeel around which the anchovy, caper, and schnitzel all kind of coalesce. It's really, really, really delightful. It's tasty, lively, refined. It's literally everything you could want. Now, if you find this content interesting, you'd like to see more of it, please like, share, and subscribe. If you have anything to say about this video, I'd love to hear from you. Recipes in the description. Bon appetit. See you next week.